So for me, it's a bit of all of this. But I would like to dwell more on the cultural issue. So it's a case of normalized pessimism. So what do I mean? So Pastor Kojo Imade said something recently. He said it seems that young people of this country are wired to hate the country. Guess what? It's our identity we carry everywhere. With my accent, you know I'm a Yoruba man. With my accent in America, you know I'm a Nigerian. You understand? So you need to love this country. So from age 5, 6, 7, I mentioned the superhero narrative the other time. We can start catching them young. Because as it is now, there are some people, I don't know, maybe because of political gains, I don't know why, they leave politics and face the things that they feel divides us as a country. So they make some young people hate this country. They don't believe in the country, both at home and in diaspora. But guess what? America, the Western world, France, Germany, and all of these countries, their citizens put their country first. So it's until we put our country first, because guess what? It's the citizens that become the politicians. So it solves the two subjects you mentioned before, socio-cultural problem. So if you look at the socio-cultural problem, catching them from young, catching them when they are very vulnerable, when we feel like they like the truth, you understand? Catching them, telling them what they are supposed to know about this country, historical perspective, looking at the people who have succeeded bearing or carrying the image of this country, the Awolowo's of this world, the Professor Wole Soyinka of this world. You tell them from small that, come, if you want to talk about Nobel laureates elsewhere, you can, but at least know that somebody from Nigeria was once awarded the prestigious award. So for me, it's a social-cultural problem. We need to ensure that from small, from the young and tender age, Nigerians love Nigeria. They want to do anything for Nigeria. Lastly, I want to talk about what we can do for our country with telling the right stories. You look at the likes of Colonel Ali some years ago that was killed in
Baga, the one who liberated Baga. Yes.
Yes. The soldiers that fought behind this colonel, they said something. Most of them, they said, he leads from the front. That's our own superhero. We can create series, Netflix series. Like, the world is now watching us. Nollywood is one of the biggest movie industry in the world. We can create series that lionizes people like him, that lionize someone like him. You understand? So, and in all sectors, we have the Dangote of this world rewriting the entrepreneurial story of Africa. He's been the #1 richest man in Africa for a long time now, and it's not stopping any moment from now. So for me, I believe that is the way to go. You understand? From small.
It's inspiring. I mean, just before I actually want to, just two more questions perhaps, so that we can wrap it up. You know, the next question for me is going to be, the president is saying, hey, at this stage in our history, all hands must be on deck. One of those narratives that's been sold right now is that most of the times the people continue to point the fingers on their leaders and those in politics and in power. The question then becomes, do you think the people need to take much more responsibility for what goes on in this country? Or are you saying, hey, yeah, it's fair enough that they are pointing, but maybe they should just look back and say, hey, if we do better, maybe those guys will do better?
Yes, I agree with you. And if you look at it from, let me use this context to explain what I want to say. My estate right now, we're supposed to have an election. My estate, it brought just 1,000 buildings here in Abuja. We're supposed to have an election, but guess what? They've scattered it. Ballot paper leaked before the elections.
In just an estate election?
In just an estate election. Because guess what? On our WhatsApp group, we have people with different opinions about how the country should be, how they can do better than the person in power or the people that had led us before now. But if you don't pay attention to events like that, you begin to probably bail the wrong cart. You understand? It is the people that moves from being citizens to being the leaders, ordinary citizens to be the leaders. You understand? So for me, I believe the citizens have a lot to do. Because guess what? Some of our leaders are elite. A lot of us that are being led, most of us are we are the masses. So if we don't take charge of how our polity should be, because at the end of the day, if they eat up the polity, they need us to eat up the polity. They need us for electioneering process. They need us to vote them in. So if we organize ourselves ask the right questions. Okay, for example, let's use this tax bill reform as a classical example. People don't even know that this is pro-masses. These particular bills, these bills are pro-masses. You understand? They don't know. But if they get to know, they've been empowered, they've been informed, they can now ask the right questions. You understand? Is by CEO paying the taxes deducting from me? The taxes, where are they going to? If they build the roads, most of the elites don't even use the roads. If they build the roads well, it is us, the masses, that use it. Do you understand? So I feel like the bulk of it stops on the citizens' table. We need to organize ourselves, learn, unlearn, and relearn.
All right. Before I let you go, in just a minute, if the government called you today and said, fix Nigeria, what's one bold step you would like to take?
To fix Nigeria as a brand, storytelling. Storytelling. We need to tell our stories so we don't allow agenda pushers to tell our stories. Africa is a great continent, and Nigeria is going to be greater than what we have now.